Greetings everyone and welcome to Spacing Out. I'm Jason McClellan.
And I'm Maureen Elsberry. Thanks for joining us.
Maureen and I made it out to the Phoenix stop of the Warped Tour Music Festival a couple weeks ago to talk with people about UFOs. We'll get into that later, but first let's discuss some of the news stories that have made headlines recently. British scientists are combining forces to find aliens.
SETI, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, has gained in popularity in recent years, and the majority of SETI-related research has been based in the United States. But now, astronomers from 11 institutions in the UK have teamed up to increase their alien hunting efforts.
The Guardian explains, British astronomers have drawn up plans to scour the heavens for signs of alien life using a network of telescopes that can detect broadcasts from other planets. 7 major telescopes across the country would gather data for the project and send information over hundreds of kilometers of fiber optic cables to analysts at the Jodrell Bank Observatory in Cheshire.
This plan was announced at the University of St Andrews in Scotland on Friday, July 5th at the 2013 National Astronomy Meeting of the Royal Astronomical Society. Tim O'Brien, the Deputy Director of Jodrell Bank, described at the meeting how the E. Merlin Telescope Network could benefit the search for extraterrestrial life. He stated, "We now have the capability to collect radio waves across a wide swath of the radio wave spectrum, and that allows us to look at the possibility of searching for the sorts of signals that might be created by ET civilizations." He
told The Guardian, "Ask astronomers, do they think ET exists? And most will tell you yes. We don't know what the nature of life would be or whether it wants to communicate with us, but since we're collecting all this data anyway, it seems rather remiss not to search for ET signals."
This new network of institutes is called the UK SETI Research Network, or UKSRN, and it will fund research that explores new ways to find extraterrestrial intelligence. The network will also buy time on radio telescopes. Astronomer Alan Penny, coordinator of the UKSRN, told NBC News, "At the moment, America's the place that does SETI. There's no other place that comes close. We want to become number 2.
According to Penny, UKSRN will ask to be included in the British government's science budget. Sir Martin Rees, Astronomer Royal, who serves as UKSRN's patron, plans to plead the group's case to the government in an effort to secure the required approximately $1.5 million in annual funding.
Russell Crowe made news earlier this year when he tweeted pictures from an alleged UFO sighting he had 4 years ago. But just a couple weeks ago, he tweeted a video posted by Jesse Ventura of former Canadian Minister of Defense Paul Hellyer talking about UFO cover-ups at the citizen hearing on disclosure that took place in Washington, D.C. back in May.
The title of the video tweeted by Crowe was "Breaking UFO Alien Disclosure by Canadian Minister of Defense, May 2013. For years, Hellyer has claimed that a U.S. general, whose name he won't disclose, made him aware of the UFO cover-up. In 2011, Hellyer spoke at the International UFO Congress about UFOs, global warming, and the world financial system, and you can actually watch that whole presentation in a video on our YouTube channel.
The fact that Crowe tweeted this video shows that although many people dismissed his UFO photos as being a misidentified sailboat, he's still really interested in UFOs.
Oscar-winning actor Morgan Freeman revealed in a recent interview that he doesn't believe extraterrestrials who visit Earth will eat humans.
Freeman, who is currently the executive producer and host of the Science Channel's popular series Through the Wormhole, was recently interviewed by HuffPost Science. When asked if extraterrestrial life exists, Freeman responded with the seemingly trendy go-to answer, "If you look out into the universe, there are just billions of galaxies, and each galaxy contains billions and billions of stars. So it's ludicrous to imagine that there aren't other populated worlds." But when asked if he thinks intelligent extraterrestrial life exists, he answered, "I think life itself is intelligent. All life has intelligence, otherwise it doesn't exist."
And when HuffPost Science asked Freeman if he worries about carnivorous extraterrestrials coming to Earth and eating humans, he replied, "No, suppose they are carnivorous. Does that mean they eat us?"
Freeman also revealed that he has never seen a UFO and he doesn't believe that extraterrestrials have visited Earth. He opined, "I cannot believe that we have been secretly visited by another life form that didn't leave more of a record of its having been here. If they came, why leave? It had to be an enormous journey."
Through the Wormhole is currently in its 4th season on the Science Channel.
Bob Lazar is best known as the whistleblower that outed Area 51 and its extraterrestrial secrets. If you're not familiar with the story, Lazar claims to have been an employee at Area 51 tasked with back-engineering alien technology.
For a large part of the 90s, Lazar's claims were big news, and they became the bedrock for claims of ET technology being hoarded by the U.S. government and led to Area 51 achieving its legendary status.
Lazar left the UFO limelight and hasn't spoken on the topic for years. He started a scientific equipment and supply store called United Nuclear, and that's his current occupation.
Open Minds contacted United Nuclear to see if Lazar would be interested in speaking about his experiences, as next year will be the 25th anniversary of his whistleblowing interview. The response to our inquiry was interesting. It read, "Sorry, Mr. Lazar no longer involves himself in matters related to the topic of UFOs. He hasn't followed the topic in about 10 years and does not lecture on anything other than basic science and energy technologies. His companies are involved in several military contracts, and he is a science and technology consultant to Raytheon weapon systems. For these reasons, he avoids rocking the boat and generally keeps his distance from the topic." Now, this is an interesting response to get back from him, and it's led people to ask some questions. There's always been questions and mystery surrounding Lazar and the legitimacy of his claims, and even the legitimacy of what he claims to have had his role be and his background in training and stuff. So people wondered if he's actually a scientist, if he actually went to the school he said he went to, if he actually did work at Area 51. And now we see that he's doing contract work for the government, for Raytheon, and that brings into question, well, let's see. That would indicate that he is a scientist and that he is working for the government. If he was a whistleblower, outed secret government projects, why would the government want this guy working for them?
I found it interesting, too, that they included that, because they could have just stopped at a certain point.
Oh, absolutely.
And then they dropped it in. They knew what they were doing when they said, you know, he's got military contracts.
Right.
And, you know, that you can only speculate at this point
Oh, yeah.
what sort of contracts those would be, but weapon systems and other crazy stuff.
Right. Lots of speculation, and you know, that goes into the Morgan Freeman thing, too, where he's speculating about, you know, aliens eating us. But the interesting thing about Freeman that sort of ties into this, I mean, people love to think about the government conspiracy angle with this whole thing, and Freeman just flat out says, I don't think that intelligent extraterrestrial life has been here because I think there would be more evidence of them having been here. I don't think there's a cover-up. So that's interesting for him to say.
Right. Well, obviously he's not big into the Ancient Aliens series then, because a lot of people feel that there has been a lot of evidence that there may be an advanced civilization outside. I mean, petroglyphs and all sorts of other markings from old days. You never know. But I was wondering why wouldn't they? I think we're probably pretty tasty.
Some of us are probably tasty, some more than others, but...
But again, in this situation, it's complete speculation, and there's probably many different civilizations out there, some maybe herbivores.
Right, yeah, again, it's just huge general speculations, it's crazy, but everybody has opinions of their own, and that's precisely why we did what we did a couple weeks ago, because musicians in general, musicians and other artistic individuals tend to be more willing to entertain the idea that intelligent extraterrestrial life exists. And so recently we got to do something a little different at an event in Mesa, Arizona, and we polled people to see what they really think about the topic.
We're out here at the 2013 Warp Tour in Mesa, Arizona. And why are we here?
Well, it's a little different than the UFO conferences we're usually at, but we thought we would come out to this enormous music fest and talk to some bands and see if we could find any people who have had experiences with UFOs, get their thoughts on space life, space travel, all that stuff, because we hear so many stories about musicians who are either very much interested in this topic or have personal experiences.
And not only that, we're going to interview some people on the street about their opinions about extraterrestrial life and aliens.
Love to get your thought on whether or not you think that intelligent extraterrestrial life is out there somewhere.
Yeah, of course there is. The universe is huge, and there has to be. There's just no other way.
Of course, the universe is too vast not to be, and I think us as ourselves is kidding ourselves and being a bit arrogant by not accepting that there is other life. Plus, I'm a big Trekkie.
Do you believe that there could be intelligent extraterrestrial life out there in the universe?
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, look at this guy.
There has to be.
I don't know if in intelligent extraterrestrial life, but I definitely believe that there is life.
Have any of you guys seen a UFO before?
There were white glowing orbs that happened in threes, and basically we were sitting here, and then one like we were all chilling, and we actually didn't know that we all saw it. We were all kind of like, what, like you? Yeah, we're like, oh shit. So basically this big orb kind of right next to us, this glowing orb kind of boom, this flash, and then another one down the line, and just like took off down the mountain in a line, and yeah, so.
And then began a fit of paranoia.
Yeah, then the paranoia running around a mountain.
The mad dash to a safe place.
Yeah.
Has this experience influenced your music in any way?
Oh yeah.
We actually talk about space a lot.
Yeah.
Because it actually sometimes makes more sense than Earth.
Not to mention, it would be pretty ignorant to think that humans are really the only thing in existence, knowing and understanding how big this universe is.
Do you believe that some of the UFOs that are sighted all around the world all the time could be of extraterrestrial nature?
Probably, but I think most people were probably stoned. You know, that's my big theory, because I haven't seen it yet. I'm like one of those, like, if I can see it, I can believe in it. You know, if it's, you know, a little misty shape over there and some lights, maybe, I don't know.
I've never witnessed anything myself personally, but I do know people who claim to have seen things, and the people who I know they wouldn't just make it up. Like, they are close friends. So yeah, I think there's a chance.
When you start thinking about extraterrestrial beings, the potential abilities that they would have that we might not, I don't know. I hope so. I really hope that there are aliens on Earth, because I'd love the thought of it.
I mean, they could even be made by human beings, as far as we know.
Do you think you would have a certain question or something you would say to an advanced civilization out there if you were to...
Okay, yes, but I would have two. One, if they created us, or if they were, like, you know, responsible for us in some way, I'd be like, why aren't we smarter than we were, you know, when we first started inhabiting this planet? Like, why are we the same stupid creatures? You know, like, we have all this technology, but really we make the same mistakes as we've always done, right?
I would ask our origin. I feel as though they would know. That's my biggest thing, is the origins of what we are doing here.
You know, Mars One is coming out.
Oh yeah.
With okay, there you go. With space colonization, and they're taking applicants right now. Would you ever consider being one of the first colonists to go to Mars? One-way ticket.
I would not, because I love making music too much.
Quite a scary thought to be like the one-way ticket, but I mean, I think if I didn't have the band or whatever, I might be like, yeah, let's do it.
If it was a two-way ticket, I think I might consider it.
So what do you think has influenced you to be fascinated by this topic?
I don't really know. I've just always been interested in it since I was a little kid. Like, it's always just fascinated me, like, that something cannot be from here, do you know what I mean?
It definitely broadens your scope, and it makes you think of the possibilities beyond what you're shown and beyond what we know. And we like, as a band, we like to write and discuss these sort of things. So yeah, I mean, it's very integral in what we are as a band, like, with all the moving parts.
We also ventured out into the Warped Tour crowd to talk to people about their views on UFOs and extraterrestrials.
Do you believe that there is intelligent extraterrestrial life somewhere out there in the universe?
I think it'd be ignorant not to think that there wasn't intelligent life out there.
Well, it's really big. Space is enormous. It's infinite. We can't deny the possibility of there being other intelligent life form in the universe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I do. Yeah.
You don't know what's out there until you die, really. Until they come here or we die.
Absolutely.
Yes, I do.
Do you think that some of the UFOs that people see around the world could possibly be extraterrestrial craft?
I think it's possible. I mean, it's kind of selfish to believe that we're the only thing out, that has that capability of intelligent thought. So I think there's definitely something out there.
Yes. Absolutely.
I believe this. That is correct.
I hope so. That'd be pretty cool.
Possibly. I mean, we can't say it's not for sure, but sometimes you can tell it's like someone faking it and trying to get attention.
Have you ever had a UFO sighting yourself?
Yeah, as a child I did.
What'd you see?
I actually saw a beam of light, lost a small track of time, and I didn't see any extraterrestrials, but I did see some unidentified flying object.
Where was that?
It was in Coquitlam, Idaho.
No, I personally haven't. I've known people, and since I'm from like another country, there's always rumors about paranormal activities and UFOs and stuff.
If you were to meet an extraterrestrial life form, what would be the first thing you would say or ask them?
I'd probably just, the main thing I'd want to know is how long have you known we've been here, you know what I mean? Or how long till you let the secret out, you know what I mean?
It was fun spending some time talking with bands about these topics. It was hot and sweaty, but I think it was still fun.
I melted quite a bit.
Yeah.
But that's all for this episode of Spacing Out. Be sure to visit openminds.tv for all the latest news. And if you're a podcast listener, go to openminds.tv/radio and check out Open Minds UFO Radio.
Post your comments below because we always love hearing what you have to say. Make sure to click on the like button if you enjoyed today's episode, and if you haven't done it already, subscribe to our channel.
Thanks again for joining us today. I'm Maureen Elsberry.
And I'm Jason McClellan, and we will see you in the future.